Hello, my beautiful souls. I am Minerva's Moon, crone witch, shadow worker, and keeper of the old magic. Come in. The circle is warm. Step in, breathe deep, and let the ancient wisdom rise within you. Now, before we rise, I want to slow us down for a moment. You've been moving through some deep terrain: the body, the shadow, the soul, the masks, the lineage behind them. And before we step into the ascent, I wanted you to sit with what has been speaking to you. These aren't just questions, they're mirrors, they're invitations. They're the places where your truth has been whispering and waiting for you to turn inward. So write these down, okay? We're going to discuss these questions. I want you to sit with them. I want you to journal through them. Let them breathe with you. And remember, this is important. Shadow work is powerful, okay? But it is not a replacement for mental health support. If anything here brings up pain that feels too heavy to hold, please reach out to a licensed professional who can talk with you safely. Now let's gather what we've learned so far. First, let's talk about the body, okay? The body always tells the truth before the mind does. So ask yourself these questions, all right? Ready? Jot them down. What truth have I been avoiding? What part of my life feels too tight for who I am becoming? Now, when answering this, make sure you let your body answer before your mind tries to explain, okay? Now, when we move into the shadow, the part of you that keeps resurfacing because it wants to be acknowledged and not punished, we could sit with these questions. What emotions keeps coming back, asking to be seen? What part of me is hurting? What part of me is afraid? What part of me is trying to protect me? Your shadow self wasn't the villain. It was the part of you that did what it did to feel safe. And then the soul, the part of you that is tired of pretending, okay? What masks am I finally tired of holding up? Let that question land on your chest, okay? Now let's talk about the mask, okay? The ones that you reach for without even noticing. And it starts with awareness. So these questions are important. Where do I shift who I am just to keep the peace? What situation makes me shrink or disappear? What mask do I reach for without even thinking about it? Then listen to your body, all right? Questions to ask are, what happens in my body when I'm not being my full self? Where do I feel the mask? In my throat, in my shoulders, in my stomach? What emotion rises first when I silence myself? Then meet the protector behind the mask, okay? These questions. What was this mask trying to protect me from? How old was I when I learned that I needed it? What did that younger version of me needed that didn't receive? And what would help that younger version of me rest now? And then notice the cost. Questions. Where am I overgiving, overperforming, or overexplaining? What truth do I swallow to keep the room calm? What part of me feels tired of pretending? Finally, imagine life without the mask. Who am I when I'm not trying to be like needed or liked or impressive? What would taking up more than 1 inch of space look like? If I didn't have to be strong or perfect or agreeable, who would I be like today? Let those answers rise slowly. And now the lineage, the echoes behind your behaviors, the voices you inherit without choosing. Ask yourself these questions. Where in my life do I shrink myself to keep the peace? And who taught me that? What patterns do I repeat even though they hurt me? And who in my family lives the same way? That same way. What belief about love, work, or worthiness did I inherit without choosing them? Where do I feel guilt or fear when I choose myself? And whose voice does that guilt sound like? What did I learn? I must tolerate to be good, lovable, or acceptable. These questions help you see what's yours and what never was yours. And I'm excited because in the next part of our shadow working and spiritual awakening, we will be rising. Well, my friend, as the circle closes, carry your awakening and your magic with you. Awaken the soul and honor the craft. Walk in your power. As above, so within. As within, so becomes. Blessed be, my beautiful ones.